Would you introduce yourself for the camera, please?
I'm Katie.
How you doing, Katie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Let me just wait for this train to pass. So, how old are you, Katie?
I'm 32.
Okay. And where were you born and raised?
Lewisburg, PA.
So, you're born and raised right next to where I have my barbershop at in Milton.
Yep.
When you said that, we were sort of, speaking about that.
Mm-hmm.
What, did you grow up in a two-parent home, one-parent home?
I had both my parents.
Okay. And siblings?
I had an older sister, but she died when she was 16, and I have a little brother.
Okay. What happened to your sister?
My sister had cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
She had a double lung transplant when she was 8, and then by the time she was 15, she was getting sick again, and she needed another transplant, but by the time they found her lungs, her body wasn't strong enough to get the transplant, so she ended up dying.
Wow. So what was that like dealing with, having how many years were you separated?
We were only 11 months apart.
Okay. Wow. So how was that like dealing with having a sister that was sick like that?
I mean, we always knew that, like, cystic fibrosis is a death sentence, you know what I mean? So, like, we always knew she was gonna die, but we just didn't know, like, how long we were gonna have her. So, me and my sister were very close. We were always together. And when she got sick, I actually, like, my mom let me take off time in school to, like, spend time with her and, just be with her before she ended up dying. So it was rough, but, stuff happens, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. What's your last name?
Walker.
Okay. And you said you have a younger brother?
Yes.
All right. How old is he?
He's 26.
Okay. So your mother, she sort of gave you that time so that you guys could spend together and stuff?
Yep.
Wow. Damn, I couldn't, I have twins, and you guys are basically twins. You're 11 months apart. So I couldn't imagine, having that. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you.
So tell me what it was like growing up in Lewisburg.
I mean, it's more like upper class.
Mm-hmm.
I actually lived out, like, New Berlin Mountain, which is, like, a little outside of Lewisburg. It's, like, kind of almost in Mifflinburg, PA.
Gotcha.
We lived up in the mountains. Like, my dad was just a maintenance man, and my mom didn't work. So,
Okay.
I really wasn't like the other kids, from Lewisburg. They're all, like, their dads and all that were, like, doctors and all that kind of stuff. So,
Exactly.
my life was a little different, but it was all right, My dad made sure we had what we needed.
Would you consider your childhood, would you say you had a good childhood?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Was there any domestic violence or addiction or anything like that present?
No. I mean, my mom and dad fought a lot. But I'm the only addict in the family, so, I mean, I had an uncle that was an alcoholic, but that was it.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I had a good childhood for the most part.
You play any sports?
Yeah, I played field hockey. I was a pitcher for softball and a cheerleader.
Okay. Did you have like a favorite or a best friend or something growing up?
Yeah.
Who was it?
I had two, Cheyenne and Emily.
Okay. And I'm only asking those type of questions because that's so close to where, you know what I mean, where I was, I lived in Sunbury for a long time.
Okay, that's where my best friend actually is from Milton.
Okay.
But now she lives in Sunbury, so.
And what's her name?
Cheyenne.
Okay. Nice. So did you finish and graduate high school?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What'd you do after high school?
Well, I got my certification to be a dental assistant, so I did that for a while, and then I ended up going back to school and I got my phlebotomy license. So then I did that And then I just had my kids, so I was a single mom for a while. So then I just worked at like factories and stuff because the hours worked best with like daycare and stuff.
Yeah, with being a parent. What age did you become a mother?
21.
All right. And how many children do you have?
2.
Are they same father, different father?
Same father.
Okay. And who are your children with now?
My parents.
Okay. How is their father present in their life or anything?
Nah, he never was.
No.
No.
Okay. At what point did addiction come into your life, and take me through that a little bit?
I mean, when I was with my baby dad, he was an addict and an alcoholic, so I started drinking really heavy when I got with him, and he did a lot of like tramadol and that kind of stuff. So I started doing that, and then one day he just came home and he had these like little baggies, and he just put it on the counter and told me to do it. So I did it, and I think I was like 25 when I started actually really doing like heroin.
Yeah.
And then I had quit drinking, and then I just stuck to like, dope.
Okay. And how you and your children's father, how did you guys end up meeting?
We actually went to school together.
Okay.
So I met him in school.
Same age?
No, he's 2 years younger than me.
Okay. And in that relationship, was there any abuse or anything like that?
Yeah, he put me in the hospital quite a few times. Broken ribs, broken nose, broken collarbone, broke my arm twice. When I was pregnant, he threw me down the stairs. I almost lost my son.
Well,
So once I had my son, he just never came back around, so.
gotcha. And was this something that was, sort of known within like your family and friend group and stuff?
The only one I really ever talked about it to was my dad, because me and my dad are really close.
Okay.
And my friends, obviously, I told, like, my friends all knew.
Gotcha.
But that was about it.
All right. Is he still, out there using and stuff?
I haven't spoke to him in a really long time. I know he just came home from state prison like 3 years ago, and I think he's still clean.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. I haven't spoke to him in like 8 years.
Gotcha. What was his name?
Michael.
Okay. Walk me through what addiction has, what it has cost you, things like that, please.
I mean, I've always been like very family oriented, and like, I care about my family and love them a lot, and I've lost all of them. None of my family will talk to me at all. I didn't lose my kids, but I can't have my kids right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I have a hard time dealing with on a daily basis. And, like friends, I lost all my friends. Lost all my good jobs. I don't know if I can ever actually be a nurse again because I have drug charges. So
Okay.
I think I've lost that too.
Gotcha. What does your habit consist of now?
I only do the dope. I don't do anything else. It's probably like 4 to 8 bags a day.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot more than that, but I've lowered myself a lot.
Is there any specific reason why you've, sort of weaned yourself down, or?
I just don't want to do it no more.
Gotcha. It's just the hell of addiction,
yeah,
right?
I'm just getting very tired.
Yep. What would you like to say to somebody if you have a family member who might see this video, or your friend or one of your children? What would you say to them?
That I love them very much, and I think about them all the time, and just make better choices than I did, because this isn't worth it. You know what I mean? You're just throwing your life away for nothing.
Yeah.
So,
So what is it like, or when was the first time you came to Kensington, a matter of fact?
2020?
Okay, so fairly recent then.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long are you living here now?
Yeah.
How long have you been living here?
3 years.
Okay. What's it like coming from the area you lived in to living here in Kensington?
It's a whole nother world. I was shocked when I first came down, and seeing, everyone sitting around getting high, and, the cops weren't doing nothing about it, and, just seeing everyone laying around passed out. Like, it was an eye-opener. It's a whole nother world.
Have you had any dangerous experiences out here, anything like that?
Yeah. We went to cash in, like, my food stamps one night, and there was a bunch of young kids, and they jumped us, and they hit my boyfriend like 6 times with a gun, and then they were
One
like...
second. Let me just wait for the train. So you said they hit your boyfriend?
Yeah. There was like 6 of them, and they all had guns, and they were like hitting him over the head and like jumping him, and then they like all like started running to me, and they were like trying to like tear my clothes off, and they were like pointing the gun at me, like, and it was right on the Ave. Like, there was cops driving by and everything, and they just like went the other way. It was crazy.
And that's your boyfriend, right?
Yep.
Mike? Okay.
Yep.
What was it that caused that? Was it just they just
wanted they knew that we just like got a bunch of money, and they were doing it to a bunch of people that night. There was like 6 of them that they got.
Wow.
So
how'd that make you feel when the cops, they just go right past? And that's very, very common here, right?
Right. I mean, at this point, I had lived here for a little while, like a little bit. So like, I didn't expect them to stop and help. You know what I mean? Like, it was whatever.
Sort of know you have to fend for yourself,
right,
correct?
Right.
All right. How did you and your boyfriend meet?
Down here.
All right. Tell me about that story.
He actually, my ex-husband was down here with me. That's who I got stranded down here with. And they actually like worked together or something the one night. And then I actually had met my boyfriend's mom, and we were like hanging out. And then I got to know Mike. And then my ex-husband and me, we didn't have a very good relationship. Mm-hmm. And he ended up going away for a while. And then me and Mike got together.
Got you. Yeah. I like Mike. Mike's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I like him. I think, you're, good. I'm good hands. Yeah, basically. What's the craziest thing you've seen out here?
I think everything's crazy that you see. I don't know.
It's true though.
It really is though.
Yeah, it's true. It's so out of the norm, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't think I can pinpoint one specific. I mean, other than that night that happened to us.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
So, a lot of people don't understand addiction. They think, that I'm in recovery also. They think, we're just junkies. They think we're dope fiends.
Right.
What would you like to say to somebody, from back home, from where we're from?
Right.
What would you like to say to somebody that thinks, this is just people, they just want to get high, they're just junkies, they're just dope fiends? What would you like to say?
Well, that's actually like how my family treats me. Like, that's how they think. Like, they don't understand addiction.
Okay.
And like, I've tried to like pry it into their head. Like, my dad will be like, well, just walk away from it. Like, just let it go. Like, I really wish it was that easy just to let it go and walk away, because, you know what I mean? Then, there wouldn't be addicts then. So I don't know. I mean, we're all still human. We all still have feelings. We have kids, we have moms, we have dads, we have aunts, we have uncles. We're not any different than you. It's just we have something going on in our brain that you don't. You know what I'm saying? So.
Exactly. Do you have anything you'd like to ask me?
I don't think so.
No? Well, I thank you for taking the time to speak to me. And I hope that, somebody watches this video, and, you enlighten them onto something. I hope. So let me ask you one other thing. If somebody was to offer you treatment, would you be open to it?
Yeah.
Okay. And what keeps you from going to treatment now?
Honestly, it's like, I don't know. It has a lot to do with like my kid's situation. Because like the guilt and the regret, like every time I get clean, like my parents use my kids as like chess pawns and they like
Yeah.
wave them in front of me.
Yep.
And like every time I get clean and I think I'm doing good, then they rip them back away from me. And then it just happens all over again. So that's the only thing.
Got you. All right. Well, I thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Again, sir.